Hi everyone, it's me Ben and welcome to Entertainment Zone. Today I'm here to review Toy Story 3 in 3D. I will be going into the plot of the film, so there is going to be spoilers, so if you've still not managed to see the film yet, I'd stop watching now. Now I realise I am a bit late to the film coming out. It came out on the 19th, but I've only had the chance to see it tonight, and the best way I can describe it is as an emotional roller coaster. Oh man, it's an incredible film. First, I'm going to start with the 3D. Now I don't know whether it's the cinema I viewed it in, or the film itself, but I wasn't too impressed by the 3D. Yeah, it did have some good aspects and stuff, but I know it was going more for more immersion and things coming out at you, but I wasn't too impressed by the 3D. But that doesn't bother me at all, because that's not why I was watching Toy Story at all. I prefer the 3D in Shrek, but even then I didn't feel that was great. But I do think it could have been the cinema I viewed it in, because I viewed it in a local cinema rather than in the big view cinemas we have here in the UK. But anyway, enough of the 3D, let's get on to the film itself. Toy Story 3. Oh, it's incredible, and what a nostalgia trip this was. I saw the first Toy Story in the cinemas 15 years ago. I saw Toy Story 2, and you know, I grew up with these characters, and now I'm the age of 19, and to come back one last time, it was great. I just felt like a big kid again watching this film, seeing Woody and Buzz and Jessie, Rex, Slinky, Ham. It was great seeing them all back, but it was difficult as well, because I knew this was going to be the end of Toy Story, and that was hard, you know. When you first hear "You Got a Friend in Me" at the beginning of the film, I was just like, oh my god, my hairs on my arms kind of stood on end. I was just like, oh my god, this is really the end of Toy Story. This is Toy Story 3. And I was like, oh my god. What an emotional roller coaster ride it is. The storyline was great. Andy's grown up and gone to college, and you know, the toys end up at Sunnyside Daycare Centre, and they meet lots of other new toys, but many of them don't seem to be as friendly as they may seem, you know. Lotso is the main villain, Lotso Hugging Bear, and he was a great villain. He comes across so nice, but he was a great villain, played by Ned Beatty, and he rivals Zurg as a villain, and Al, definitely. And Ken, he was a welcome addition to the cast as well, Michael Keaton. Yeah, having Ken back was, well, not back, having Ken in the film was great, playing off Barbie and their relationship in this film. That was interesting how that was explored. And it was very sad, you know, Andy's going to college, leaving the toys behind, and you know, Woody wants to go with him, the others want to stay in daycare, and it's very emotional. It pulls on all the heartstrings, and for me, this film was definitely Andy and Woody's film. Obviously we love Buzz too, but I couldn't help feel this was Andy and Woody's final goodbye more than anyone's, and it was amazing. The storyline keeps you going, you know, how are they going to escape from this evil daycare centre? You know, is Woody going to save them? You know, what can help Buzz, who turns into a Spanish Buzz? That's hilarious. Spanish Buzz Lightyear, that was hilarious. Everyone in the cinema was laughing at that. And then the ending, the trash compactor in the dump. Oh my god, your heart's racing, because you're thinking, oh my god, this is the last Toy Story film. Surely they're not going to kill them off. And even though I know it's a kids' film, that can't happen. There's still that part of you that thinks, oh my god, what if it does? And oh, it was heart wrenching. My little sister started crying at that scene, and she cried all the way through to the end. And I've got to say, the very final scene, I had tears in my eyes, and my granddad had tears in my eyes, in his eyes. My little 5-year-old sister, as I said, she was really crying, and it's very emotional. You see, Andy decides to donate his toys to Bonnie. He gives them to Bonnie, the little girl, um, who is the daughter of the owner of the daycare centre, and she keeps the toys along with her other toys like Peas in a Pod and Mr. Pricklepants. They're cool new additions and into the cast too. But for Andy to let go of the toys, he introduces the toys to Bonnie, and he was going to keep Woody at the end, but decides to give him to her too. It's gut wrenching, and just thinking about it now, it's very emotional. We've grown up, at least I've grown up with these characters, and it's like the final goodbye. And when you see Woody and Buzz watch Andy drive away at the end, it pulls on your heartstrings. It really does. It's a very, very sad film. And you can leave comments all you want saying, "Wow, you cried," and I defy anyone to see that film without crying at the end, because Pixar do it best. They really do. This has made it a great trilogy. At first I was like, yeah, this is a good film, but I'm not sure if it's better than Toy Story 2, but it just became incredible, and I loved it. And it's definitely better than Toy Story 2, and it's a fitting end to the trilogy, and I really hope they never make a Toy Story 4, because this was the perfect ending. As sad as it was the perfect ending. And having all the old cast back, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, Don Rickles, having them all back was great. Blake Clark's playing Slinky Dog this time, but for obvious reasons, the original voice of Slinky Dog, he's passed away. But having all the cast back was just great, and as I said, all the new additions were great too, and it proves that Toy Story's withstood the test of time. 15 years this series has been going, and it's as good as it ever was. And it's been a long wait since Toy Story 2 for Toy Story 3 to come out, but it's well worth it. And I went with my granddad, as I said, and my little 5-year-old sister, and we all enjoyed it, and we were all really moved at the end. My little sister, bless her, crying her eyes out. But it was very emotional, and as I said, I defy anyone not to cry at that ending. It has made it the best kids trilogy of all time, and I might even go out on a limb and say Toy Story 3 could be one of the best kids films of all time, tied with The Lion King. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and it's a fitting farewell to the characters, and it'll keep you hooked all the way through, definitely. Really, it was just very fitting, and yeah. I'm sorry, I'm very moved still. I've come home and done this review straight away, just realising that was Toy Story, and it's time to say goodbye. I loved it. There's not much more else I can say. Leave a comment to let me know what you thought of Toy Story 3. Did you cry at the end? What did you think of it? What did you think of all the new characters? It's very funny as well. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, it's so miserable, oh, lots of crying, and it has a lot of laughs too. It's as funny as it ever has been, which is great. So yeah, be sure to leave a comment to let me know what you thought of Toy Story 3. And to make sure you never miss a video, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time, but for now it really is to infinity and beyond.